entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and innovators, listen up. If you are hesitating to just do it or carry on with it, think again. Because our next guest says entrepreneurs need to ultimately push through, despite the overriding uncertainty and volatility we've been talking about over the past 20 minutes. So with us for more, straight from Seattle, is Earl Martin Valencia. He's the co-author of this book you're seeing now, Startup Mindsets. He is also executive member of NEDA's National Innovation Council and co-chair of the Filipinnovation Awards. Welcome back to Manila, Earl, and thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the new book.
Thanks for having me. I'm definitely great. It's great to be back and also talk about my favorite topic, which is innovation.
Right. Well, our favorite topic right now has been MAGA, Make America Trump Again. And you've just come back from Seattle. Could you give us a bit of an overview first of what it feels like living and working in Seattle, being Filipino?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely a time where a lot of people are taking stock of what does it mean for me? What does it mean for my, let's say, family abroad? And also as a business person, what does it mean for me to plan my business over the next, to be honest, maybe 3 to 4 years, right? And, there's two sides of the coin, right? Like, for example, my book, Startup Mindsets, one of the things we say is, in an environment of extreme uncertainty, how do you just push forward, right? How do you understand what is in front of you and how do you adjust? But, in practical purposes, now you have to evaluate two things, like flow of capital and flow of talent.
And that you can't. You can't right now. There's just too much uncertainty. But
Exactly.
How are you making sense of it?
Yeah, so I think the best thing really is to plan multiple scenarios, right? I think every good entrepreneur, to be honest, and every good, let's say, investment portfolio manager, always have to think about, best case, worst case, and the base scenario. And I think, to be honest, as business leaders, you just have to do it right now more than ever.
Right. That's the message you really want to send here with the Filipinnovation Awards. The entrants have 15 days
Yes,
to go before they submit entries, and you specifically want them in 3 areas, very critical areas, in fact, in food, education, and health. But why these particular areas?
Yeah, so I'm part of the National Innovation Council. I was appointed by the president a year and a half ago. And one of the missions of the council is how do you use innovation to solve the most pressing needs of the country, but also at the same time, what are the areas we could potentially lead globally? So those are the 2 filters. And we felt that if we think about those 2 filters, what is the Philippine needs and what can we lead? It's really in food and agriculture. How do you think about healthcare in the large population? And really, how do we educate the population, especially in this growing new trends of technology and rapid change? The all rage is about artificial intelligence and what is the impact to us here in the Philippines, for example, and how do we educate the population based on that?
Okay, so if you're a Filipino entrepreneur based here, and then you're looking at Make America Great Again from this distance or this perspective, how should they think?
Yeah, I think, there's a couple ways to think about it. One is, what can you control, right? And to be honest, what you can control is your execution in your specific markets right now. So if you're focused, let's say, in the Philippines, then how do you make sure that your home base is protected first before you think about international expansion? The other one really is maybe from sources of capital, maybe going to the US, is it the right place for you to find capital or not? There might be other places in the world where you have to look, and that's the creativity that you have to think about as an entrepreneur in this uncertain environment.
Right, and that is the aim of this program, where money talks. We're just following the money right there. Thank you so much for joining us, Earl, and all the best on Filipinnovation Awards.